Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. All right. Hey, sir. Hello. Hello. Yep. Yeah, just intro it somehow, however you want to do it. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. If I can remember that. I keep forgetting that. All right. Thank you very much, Jay Quaintance, and a very pleasant good morning, and welcome into what is the longest day in the 1997 Arbys Classic, as we'll have 8 games for you here this afternoon, or this morning and this afternoon. 4 games on the loser side of things, the left side of the bracket, and we'll follow that up with the 4 quarterfinals a little bit later on this evening here at the Viking Hall facility here in Bristol. And quick note as far as contingency with the weather that apparently is headed our way. Talking to Dale Burns today, this tournament will go no matter what. They will be playing basketball. They will be playing as scheduled over the next few days. No matter what happens, the teams are already here, so therefore they will go ahead and play. And there's even some speculation as to putting this thing, if the weather gets too bad, on the cable system locally and having it televised around the Tri-Cities, and we'll see how that pans out. But right now the weather's fine. We invite you to come on out, and we got our first game of the day. It's the Tennessee High Vikings against the Sullivan Central Cougars, and I'm joined bright and early this morning by Mr. Fritz. Doug, how you doing?
It's too early.
It is too early. How'd you like to be one of these coaches having to get one of these teams fired up to play in the losers bracket side at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, that's got to be tough. I mean, especially, you know, in the losers bracket, like you said.
Tennessee High controls the tip wearing the road maroon with white numerals and trim. It is Linkus who takes it along the baseline, takes a 10-footer, no good. Cougars come out with the rebound, and there's going to be a ball lost off the baseline by Linkus, so it'll go back to the Cougars in rear court. We'll set the lineups for you here in just a few moments. Inbounds pass comes in to Tilly. They'll swing it around, trying to get it in the middle to Fry. Batted away by Sproul, stolen away by Linkus. Down low to Whitson. He'll put it up good, and he was fouled. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Tennessee High looking pretty sharp with their press early on.
They may be a little bit more wide awake than the Cougars. Jonathan Tilley picks up the personal, his first, team's first. Tennessee High has John Sproles at the point. He's a 6-foot senior. The wing players are Andrew Whitson, 6'2", a senior, and Lee Linkus, a 6'3", senior. The post players, Kevin Springs, 6'5", a senior, and the other post getting a start today is Adam Morgan, the 6'5", freshman, as Whitson hits the three-point play, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Vikings. In backcourt, this is the Cougars. Fry will bring it into the front court left side to Sean Harris, who starts for the Cougars this morning. Out between the rings to Fry, who circles around to the right, comes back left side to Tilly. Tilly with the basketball against a zone. Looks like to be a 2-3 zone by the Vikings. Driving baseline, Tilly kicks it in the middle. Shot off the glass, good by Eric Bunn. Bunn breaks the ice for the Cougars. It's 3-2 Tennessee High. Jonathan Tilly, 6-foot, a junior. Tim Fry, 6'1", senior. Sean Harris, the 6'5", 3 sophomore, Eric Bunn, 6'3" junior, Chris Huffman, 6'2" junior, starting for the Cougars in this one. They come into the game 3-3. Tennessee High 7-5. Right wing Linkus with the basketball, penetrates to the corner, lobs it back out now to Sproles against the Cougar 3-2 zone. They'll go left wing to Whitson. Out front, Sproles head of the key, circles around to the right. Shot clock down to 10, dishes it down low on the block. Springs forces it up from the baseline, no good. Pull down Springs, his second follows, no good. Pull down on the weak side by Whitson, and as he comes down with the basketball, he steps on the inline.
It's good to see Dickie Warren back on the sidelines.
Warren a little under the weather over the weekend, but he's back. 892 career wins. Here's the inbounds pass, knocked away and stolen by Linkus, who then tries to throw it down low to Whitson, intercepted and stolen Bunn for the Cougars. Outlets pass to Harris. Harris drives all the way down, lays it up and in.
Nice transition there for Sullivan Central. They got that ball down fast, got the easy bucket.
Dickie Warren, the head coach of the Cougars, 892 wins, 389 losses. Dale Burns, the head coach of the Vikings, 325 wins, 248 losses. Here's a lob down low, right block. Springs reversing it underneath, no good, but as he goes, a whistle and a foul will be called against the Cougars.
And early on, I noticed Kevin Springs taking the ball to the basket, and that's one thing that Coach Dale Burns has practically been begging him to do more of, instead of taking the little fall-away shot, the little 15-footer, taking it aggressive to the basket because he got the ability to get it in there.
Foul is called against Bunn. That'll be his first, team's second. It will be Springs at the stripe to shoot to. The first one's up and good. So is this a business? Is this work for you today? Are you covering this game?
The whole deal, 9 to 9, 9 to midnight, whatever it is.
9 to 11. You got the whole deal today, huh?
Yeah.
Springs hits them both. 5-4 on a seesaw early. 6:14 to go first period. In the front court, Huffman works the cross court right side, pulling up Harris for a 15-footer. Good. Harris out getting 4 of the first 6 by the Cougars. We're 2 minutes into the contest. 6-5 Sullivan Central. Right wing with the basketball, Linkus. Linkus kicks it out front head of the key. Sproles penetrates and pulls up the pop a 13-footer. Shot long, rebound, pull down Springs. Dribbles it off a foot. Coming out there with the basketball will be the Cougars. I believe it is Tilley as he tries to work the ball up the floor. He's going to be fouled.
You know, if you're going to have a game at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's good to have a rivalry-type game. This thing's been fairly entertaining here in the early going, even though it is early. These teams are, you know, they're getting after it pretty good. No lack of intensity from what I can see early on.
Sproles picks up the personal, his first, team's first. Brandon Carter will check into the lineup. He's a 6'2" junior for the Vikings. We've played just over 2 minutes. 6-5 Sullivan Central. Left side with the basketball will be Fry. They'll swing it all the way back around right side to Harris. Harris gets it out front, head of the key, dribbling to the left. This is Tilley. Bounces it back on the wing to Harris, in the corner to Fry. Fry bounces it back out on the wing to Harris, between the rings to Tilley, and he'll back out and set the play in motion once again. Right side on the wing, Harris bounces in the corner to Huffman. Back out, they'll swing it left side now to Fry. Fry back right side to Tilley. He'll back out to the center jump circle, goes left side to Fry, throws it in the middle to Huffman. Going baseline left side, this is Harris for a 12-footer. That's no good. Coming out there with it will be Carter. Carter for the Vikings, outlets it to Sproles down the left side into the front court. Sproles with the basketball, bounces it left wing to Whitson. 4-3, yes! Andrew Whitson nails the 3 from the left wing. He's got 6 of the 8 Tennessee High points, and it's 8-6 Vikings. Here's Bunn in back court. Double team, throws it over right side Fry. He'll lob it down the right side into the front court to Harris. Harris on the wing with the basketball. Gets it out between the rings to Tilley. Tilley dribbling to the right, now gets it on the wing to Harris, splits the defenders, pulls up, dishes it down low on the block. Huffman kicks it back out in the corner to Tilley. He'll penetrate, force up a runner that's no good, but gets fouled in the process.
Pretty typical for a Dickie Warren coach team. Good ball movement by Central.
Whitson will be the guilty party. That'll be his first, team's second. Well, there was some speculation as here comes Davey Wilson, the 6'5" junior in the lineup for Tennessee High to replace Morgan. Some speculation that the Cougars, along with maybe Daniel Boone, might be affected by this shot clock, but overall, I don't think anybody's really been affected by it.
Not for many games I've seen. I saw maybe 1 or 2 violations in the times that I've seen ball games here.
And I think those were simply by virtue of the fact that I think the kids just forgot there was a shot clock.
I believe so.
Tilley hits the first. His second is in the air. It's good. We're knotted up at 8. 4:35 first period. The bounce pass comes into Sproles once again, despite the weather forecast. What are they calling for? 4 to 6 inches today. We'll believe it when we see it. This tournament will go as scheduled no matter what. Left wing, Springs for 3. Good.
Tennessee High's got 4 or 5 guys that can shoot the 3-pointer, and that's what makes him so dangerous.
11-8, Tennessee High up 3. Quickly, here's the Cougars on the other end. This is Huffman retrieving the basketball, getting it back to Bunn, out to the center jump circle to Tilley. He'll circle around the right to the right wing to Fry. Fry with the basketball out between the rings to Tilley. Tilley will dribble around to the left. 4 minutes to go, first period. Right side with the basketball will be Fry. He'll get it now on the left wing to Harris. Back around right side to Fry. As they're very patient around the perimeter against the zone. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Tilley with the basketball. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Fry has to put one up for the parking lot. Left it short. Pulled down, though, by Bunn. His shot rejected by Wilson. Coming out there with the basketball will be Carter. Carter quickly down the right side into the front court. Carter to the hole. He'll lay it up and in.
Nice move to the basket by Brandon Carter.
Carter, who didn't start this game for Tennessee High, comes up with the rejection by Wilson and takes it coast to coast. 13-8 Tennessee High. Right side with the basketball, Harris. Hits the trailing Fry. Back to Harris on the wing. Harris double team. Back out to Fry, who comes across left side to Tilley. No sooner do we talk about the shot clock if there was a possession that was affected by the shot clock. Right side Fry. Gets it in the middle to Bunn. He'll drive the paint. Dishes it down low to Huffman for a 5-footer. Good. Good ball movement by the Cougars. And it's 13-10 Tennessee High. 3 minutes to go, first period. Sproles into the front court to Wilson. Wilson will take it down the left side. Goes all the way to the baseline. Dishes it across court, trying to work it to Springs, but throws it away out of bounds. Springs saying it was touched. The official saying no, it wasn't. It'll be Cougars basketball.
Now, I mentioned about Tennessee High's three-point shooting ability, and I would say that's a key for Sullivan Central. They've got to get out on Tennessee High and keep them from getting too many three-pointers because I don't think Sullivan Central's got quite the offensive firepower to stay with Tennessee High if Tennessee High gets hot from out there.
C.J. Manahan, 5'11 junior in the lineup. Also returning for Tennessee High is Linkus. Cougars in backcourt. They'll lob it in the front court right side. Harris into the cutting Tilley, who lays it up and in. Tilley gets the feed from the wing. Got bumped a little bit, was able to scoop it up and in. The Cougars will go for full court pressing. 13-12 Tennessee High with 2.5 to go first period. Down the left side, this is Whitson. Whitson dishes it across court to the cutting Wilson. Loses the handle on the basketball, out of bounds.
A couple of back-to-back turnovers there for Tennessee High, but other than that, this has been a really well-played basketball game in the early going.
13-12, Tennessee High, 2:26 to go first period. They may still be too tired to do anything wrong. Backcourt with the basketball, this is Bunn. One interesting note, though, concerning the 9 o'clock game today, at least they had the day off yesterday. It wasn't like it has been in the past where you played one day and had to come right back 9 o'clock the next day and play. Left wing with the basketball, this is Bunn. Bounces it out between the rings to Tilley. In the middle now to Harris. Right side Fry. Kicks it back out, head of the key Tilley. Gets it left wing now to Bunn. Crisp ball movement here by the Cougars, but the shot clock down to 10. 2 minutes to go in the period. Right side Fry. Out head of the key, now left side with the basketball. Bunn skips it across right side Fry, fakes the three, penetrates, goes baseline, forces up a 10-footer, no good with 1 second on the shot clock, and there will be a foul called on the Vikings.
You know, too, I think in past years, I think one of the negative things about the Arbys was when you had a 9 o'clock game that involved the winner's bracket contest, and at least, you know, this is a loser's bracket game. These teams know that, you know, that this was a possibility when they, you know, if they didn't win that first game.
It'll be Fry at the line to shoot two as a foul is called against Linkus. That'll be his first, team's third. First shot by Fry is no good. Second toss in the air, good. We're tied at 13 with 1:51 to go in the first period of play. Inbounds pass to Manahan. He steps on the end line. He was double teamed and trapped along the baseline by Bunn and Tilley, and he is forced to step on the baseline. So the turnover gives the ball back to the Cougars, who are on a 5-point run after trailing early, 13-8. Tilley to trigger it in. Yet to get it in, lobs it out deep to Fry. Minute 45 to go, first period. Fry with the basketball, hands the ball back to Tilley. He'll take it left to right between the rings. Now comes back left side to Fry. Out front now to Tilley. Tilley circles around to the right and gets it on the wing to Harris. Harris back out front to Tilley. Left side now to Fry. Fry in the middle, it comes to Bunn. Bunn in the paint, tries to dish it down low to Huffman, but getting a hand in there is Whitson to knock the ball away and out of bounds. Well, go get it. So with a minute 30 to go, tied at 13, it will be Sullivan Central basketball underneath their own hoop. We're going to have a momentary timeout as they have to retrieve the basketball up on the stage. Well, one of the Cougar cheerleaders down here could have gone up there and got it.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, you haven't made any mention the Celtics beat the Lakers yet last night.
No, I didn't see that score.
Celtics went on the road and beat the
At
Lakers.
L.A.?
At L.A.
What was the score?
I don't know the score.
Probably a bad call towards the end of the game.
The bounce pass comes out deep to Huffman. Huffman with the basketball. Comes right side to Harris. He'll bounce it over to Tilley with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's a bounce pass right side on the wing to Fry. They'll swing it all the way around left side to Tilley, and he's going to be called for a travel. So a turnover, give the ball back to Tennessee High. As Springs will check in, he will be replacing Linkus with 1:16 to go in the period. Again, reiterating, talking to Dale Burns prior to today's sessions, this tournament will be played as scheduled, no matter what the weather. The teams are here, and there's really no contingency plan. Here's a feed to Springs, goes up for the dunk, blew it. Rebound pulled down Carter. Gets it out front to Sproles. Springs was up there, just couldn't get it to go down. Sproles goes left wing to Whitson, swinging around right side. As a matter of fact, Springs won the slam dunk competition at this tournament a couple years ago. Here's Springs from 15 feet, good. Springs with 7, and it is 15-13. Favor of Tennessee High, 45 seconds to go in the period. Backcourt, Bunn gets it down the left side to Harrison, to Huffman in the middle to Harris, who puts up a runner from in front, no good. Chasing it down is Brandon Carter. Carter into the front court down the right side. He'll slow up and pop. This is for 2, good. Carter with 4 points, and now we have a whistle and a foul called away from the play. I believe it's going to be on Wilson on a shove, and indeed that'll be the case. Wilson picks up his first, team foul number 4. It comes after the made bucket by Carter, so it'll remain Cougar basketball. Inbounds pass comes into Bud. Shot clock off with 27 seconds to go in this first period of play. Here's Fry bringing it down the right side. Lobs across left side in the front court to Bud. Bud back across toward Fry. Intercepted and stolen Sproles. Sproles quickly in the front court. Shuffles to the right. Looks for a trailer. Throws it back to Wilson. Has it go off Wilson out of bounds. 9.9 seconds to go, and it'll belong to the Cougars in rear court. Now somebody might want to have explained it to the Cougars cheerleaders. They've been playing for a quarter. Just now getting out here to cheer. Down the left side, this is Bunn. Bounces it in the front court. Saved there by Huffman. In the middle, it goes to Tilley, who tries to shovel it over to Harris. Ball knocked away. Coming out of it, it'll be Sproles, and that'll be the end of the first period of play. We'll take a 60-second break, but telling you the score after 1 is Tennessee High 17, Sullivan Central 13.
Starter, Braves.
Ooh, Christmas present.
Christmas present.
Hey, Jay, give me the score of that Celtics-Lakers game.
No, don't, Jay. See, a bad call at the end of the game. Did you hear what he said?
I heard what he said. Last time I saw the score was 15-all. How bad did Notre Dame eventually beat LSU?
Did they beat him?
I don't think so. Don't tell me that, Jay, because it was 20-9 LSU with only about 5 minutes to go in the game.
You mean 29 Notre Dame?
That's what I said. How bad did LSU beat Notre Dame?
You did. You said
did
it backwards.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. 20-9 the final. Gotcha.
I've got the, well, I thought I had it.
Back here at Viking Hall, 1 quarter in the books. First game of 8 today. Tennessee High leads over Sullivan Central 17-13. It'll be Cougars basketball to start the second period. Bill Meade, Doug Fritz with you here at Viking Hall. Pretty good crowd here considering today the weather forecast and two local teams playing at a 9 o'clock game. Got a good crowd on hand. With the basketball, this is Fry, and again, reiterate, get on out here. This tournament will be played no matter what. Left side Bunn pulls up for a 15-footer, good. He's got 4, and it's a 17-15 game. Leading the way for the Cougars in that first period was Tilley and Harris with 4 apiece. Leading the way for the Vikings with 7 in that first quarter was Kevin Springs. Sproles goes left wing Whitson in the corner to Morgan. He'll get the ball back out on the wing to Whitson. Back out front now to Sproles. Circles around to the right against the Cougar zone. Driving baseline. This is Whitson putting it up. No good. Rebound scrap for. Morgan had it for a moment. Fighting for it and saving it is Harris for the Cougars. Gets the ball out to Tilley. Tilley down the right side in the front court. Tilley in the paint. Dishes it back to Bud. Baseline Huffman. 5-footer. Rattles. Won't drop. Skying for the rebound will be Springs. And over Springs' back will be Huffman. Hard to believe. Let's make sure it is Huffman, and it is. Springs picks, or I should say Huffman, his first, team's third. One thing people don't realize, Kevin Springs is a senior, but he's only 17 years of age.
Yeah, and he's got a tremendous amount of athletic ability.
He does indeed. Does indeed. He can throw it up from three-point range and also has the ability to play inside. Here's a feed left high post to Springs. Takes the 15-footer, no good. Tapped around and coming out there with it will be Fry for the Cougars. Fry down the left side in the front court. He'll get it left wing now to Bunn. Bunn bounces it out to Fry. Swings it around right side to Harris. Harris with the basketball, comes back to Fry. Lobs it back across court to Harris with 20 seconds on the shot clock. This is Harris double team, back to Fry. Fry at the center jump circle, comes right side to Harris. He'll penetrate in. Harris to the hole, and as he does so is rejected by Morgan, but prior to the shot we have a grab called on one of the Vikings.
I just wonder if these two teams hadn't looked at the schedule, but wondered if they're continuing their home and away games. I would assume they are, even though they're not in the same conference now.
I don't know. Sproles picks up the second personal, by the way. Team's fifth, left side for three. This is Fry, good from the corner.
Now there's the one guy for Central that can light it up from three-point land.
He's got four, and the Cougars grab the lead back at 18-17 with 6:21 to go. First half of play. Here's Sproles in the front court. Circles around to the right, gets it on the wing to Linkus, bounces it in the corner to Whitson. Throws it back out front, Sproles. Sproles will take it right to left between the rings. Circles all the way around to the right side. Bounces it in the middle, Springs, taps it out left wing, Linkus for three. It won't go. Rebound scrap for down low, and coming out there with it will be, for the Cougars, Harris, and they're going to call a foul on Linkus. Linkus is second, team sixth. So it'll be Cougars basketball rear court with 6:01 to go, first half of play. The first of 8 for you today here in WJCW and here at the Arbys Classic. Coming up next, Daniel Boone will play Eastern High School out of Middletown, Kentucky. Cougars facing full court pressure. Bunn will bounce it in the front court and throw it away. Trying to get the ball to Harris along the sideline. In the lineup comes Carter for the Vikings, and the first substitution of the day for the Cougars, it will be Daniel Brown who checks in, the 6'2 senior, and also checking in will be Cliff Cantor, 6'1, a sophomore.
Talk about
the
that
Cougars.
Boone Eastern game. That the shot clock will be a factor there, because I'm sure Boone would like to kind of slow it down against them, and they won't be able to because of the shot clock.
Left side on the wing, this is Linkus. Sullivan East will play Sullivan South in our third game of the day. In our fourth game, the final game on the loser side, Dobbins-Bennett will play Liberty. Here's now a travel by Carter as he shuffles his feet on the right wing, attempting to put it on the floor. 18-17 Cougars, 5:38 to go first half. And of course, then later on this evening, beginning at 5 o'clock, it's the quarterfinals as a whittle down to the final four of the Arbys Classic. Some great matchups there. Tell you a little bit more about him as we work our way through the day. Into the front court, this is Harris bouncing it over right side to Fry, back to Harris. Harris with the basketball. Bounces it now to Tilley. Not a whole lot of movement by the Cougars with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Tilley splits the defenders, drives into the paint, kicks it left side to Cantor, who steps behind the line for three. Good! Man got away with a travel in the process of stepping behind the line, but none the same. It's 21-17. Hit of the key, Sproles. Right side, Carter for three. Yes! Brandon Carter nails the three.
Turning into a shootout here.
A little bit of a flourish here with 5 minutes to go in the first half. 21-20 Cougars. Backcourt with the basketball. This is Fry. Fry goes right side to Tilley into the front court. Tilley gets the ball back to Fry, center jump circle. Back over to Tilley. Tilley back to Fry, has it knocked away, saved by Fry. Fry picked up defensively by Carter, dribbles to the left, picks up his dribble, lobs it in the middle now to Cantor. Cantor gets it back out to Fry. He works the cross-court right side to Tilley. Back across to Fry. Cougars content to set up around the perimeter. We're now inside 10 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Still Tilley out high. Tilley with the basketball with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Here's Fry from half court, off the window, no good. Coming out there with the rebound will be Springs. Springs lobs it left side, Sproles along the baseline, backs out with the basketball. Still on the wing with it. Now we'll get it out high to Linkus. Linkus left to right, bounces the right side, Springs on the wing. This is Carter for three again, left it short. Rebound pulled out in low by the Cougars, Fry. Fry with the basketball, loses the handle on it, goes to the floor, saves it to Cantor. Cantor then gets tied up by Linkus, and the possession arrow will belong, I believe, to Tennessee High with 4:02 to go in the first half.
You know, I really think that the shot clock is kind of an aggravation for Sullivan Central, because they're out there running their normal offense, and then all of a sudden they got to throw one up from 35 feet. And I saw Dickie Warren react over there, and you know, it's kind of a, you know, he's going to have to kind of retrain his kids here after this tournament's over.
Inbounds pass comes in right side, Wilson down low to Springs. He'll put it up, no good, but was fouled as he went. Sort of reminiscent, as Lee Shillito will come over and give us the indication who the foul is going to be on. It's going to be on Daniel Brown, his first, team's fourth. Sort of reminiscent of a UT basketball team there for about 2 years.
Yeah, this is some fairly familiar stuff. Fortunately, don't have to witness that anymore.
Philip Baker, a 5'10 junior, checks into the lineup. Some bad news for Tennessee, of course, over the weekend. Charles Hathaway gone for the season. As a toss by Springs is up and good, he'll get another. And, well, you don't know what the status is right now for Peyton Manning for Friday. Although you get the feeling, just a gut feeling, that number 16 is going to be in there at the start of the game.
Yeah, I agree with what Kurt Herbstreit said. Manning will play.
Springs hits them both. 22-21 Tennessee High. Here's a ball knocked away by Sproles, stolen away by Wilson. Gets the ball to Sproles. Sproles quick down the left side, dishes it in the corner. Linkus pulls up for three. Shot by Linkus. Good. Lee Linkus nails the three. 2 threes in the period now by Tennessee High, and they've got a 4-point lead again at 25-21, and a quick 5 points by Tennessee High. A team that can be explosive at times. Here's Fry down the left side, and he's going to be bumped from behind by Baker. And that'll be on Baker, his first. Team foul number 7. It'll be a 1-and-1 coming up for the Cougars with 3.5 minutes to go, first half of play.
That's the thing that makes Tennessee High so tough is they've got so many different kids that can shoot the three. If you're not a really, really quick basketball team that can get out on it, then you can get in trouble against them.
Jeremy Campbell, 5'9", a sophomore, checks into the lineup. The winner of this game's back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to play. The loser is over for the Arby's Classic for 1997. Here comes Bunn back in to replace Canner. It's interesting to point out as well, on the left-hand side of the bracket, whoever wins out is going to take home 6th place trophy. But I've always been one who said, as 1-and-1 by Fry's up and good, he'll get the bonus. That 6th place trophy may have been the toughest to come about because you've lost the first round game and had to come back and win 3 in a row under some very trying conditions as a shot is up and good by Fry. Which, if you're the Cougars of Tennessee High, means winning a couple of 9 o'clock games to get back there.
Yeah, I remember the Science Hill the year that they went backwards through the bracket and did that, and it was a difficult road for them.
Sproles swings across left side. Linkus drives baseline, pulls up, lobs it back out to Sproles, head of the key. He'll throw it in the middle to Springs, dribbles around to the right, backs out with the basketball, kicks across left side to Linkus. Linkus shuffles in, works it back across right side. Springs for 3. It's no good. Long rebound, caroms out to Campbell for the Cougars. He'll work the ball across to Fry. Fry back to Campbell. He'll bring it into the front court with 3 minutes to go in the half. 25-23 Tennessee High. It has been a good basketball game. Here's Fry trying to bounce it into the corner to Campbell. Kicked away and out of bounds by Springs at Tennessee High. Daniel Boone, Eastern High School out of Kentucky up next. Then Sullivan East, Sullivan South, and then Dobbins, Bennett, and Liberty. Of course, Elizabeth knocking off Liberty on Saturday night, only their 2nd loss in 60 games. Here's a steal by Springs. Springs down the right side, pulls up for a 10-footer off the window, no good. Tapped out by Sproles, out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Cougars in rear court. What a great game the other night to end the opening, or the Saturday night session. As Elizabeth knocked off Liberty 78-64. Sean Witten with 24 points. How about Andy Loving, 12 points. He had 25 in the game before against Cherokee.
And Jason Witten, 24 rebounds in 2 games in the tournament.
Pulling up and popping from in the paint is Daniel Brown. Good. Brown is able to pull up and hit the 13-footer. Jason Witten you can just see him maturing game in each game. He's becoming quite a force in the middle for the Cyclones. Circling around Sproles, gets it left wing Linkus. Linkus across court right side, saved on the baseline by Baker. He'll take the 15-footer, left it short. Rebound pulled down Wilson. He'll throw it up, no good. Pull down Linkus. He'll put it up good, and he was fouled.
We'll pretend that was a pass from Wilson.
Okay. The foul didn't hit any iron. Foul's going to be called against Fry. That'll be his first. Team foul number 5. And at the line with a chance at a 3-point opportunity is Lee Linkus. I'd say we got about 200 or 300 people in here right now. And you know Daniel Boone will bring some fans in with him. As the toss is up by Linkus and good. He converts the 3-point play. He's got 6 points all in the period. Tennessee High leads by 3 at 28-25. Here's Fry down the right side to Campbell. Campbell with the basketball comes right side to Fry. Fry comes back to Campbell, yet to get in the front court, finally does so. That's one thing about the shot clock. You can certainly tell when they haven't crossed the time stripe in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Here between the rings, Fry comes left side to Harris, in the middle now to Brown. Brown tries to shovel it down low to Bunn and throws it away.
And that was a source of an argument the other day because the shot clock got down to 21. So it's 14 seconds as they were going across the line, and no 10-second violation had been called. And I can't remember which coach it was, but he was extraordinarily angry.
There was also a 12-second deal that I saw last weekend as well. Left corner with the basketball, Carter. Carter dishes it down low to Morgan. Morgan double team, forces it up, no good. On the weak side with the rebound is Bunn. Bunn for the Cougars, hands the ball back to Campbell with 32 seconds to go, and the Cougars want a 20-second timeout. 1:33 to go first half, 28-25. Tennessee High over the Sullivan Central Cougars by 3. How did you get the honors of covering all 8 games today?
It's just the way the schedule fell, off days and so forth. But, you know, I wondered, you talked about contingency plans, and really the out-of-town teams are in a little bit better situation because they're here in Bristol. Take a team like Elizabethton that doesn't come till, well, you know, what if there's a foot of snow on the road and Elizabethton can't get here tonight? So you wonder, you know, exactly how this thing's going to play out today.
The contingency plan there is they're here at 5 o'clock.
I guess that's true.
But no, I was talking to Dale Burns, and he said, really, there's nothing we can do about it. He said, we got to play the tournament, so there will be games played.
Yeah, there's really there's no way of pushing anything back because you get into New Year's Day, and that's just not going to work.
That's not going to work. This is Cougars with the basketball. Unless maybe they could figure out a way to play the championship games on Saturday. Left wing for 3 by Harris is no good. Coming out there with the rebound is Carter. Carter works the ball back to Sproles. Sproles will bring it in the front court. Sproles hit the key, bounces it right side to Carter. Carter with the basketball, comes out high to Sproles, circles around to the left, gets it down on the wing to Linkus for 3. Shot by Linkus, no good. Long rebound, chased down Springs. Springs left baseline is going to be fouled from behind by Brown. Brown second, team 6th.
It's really impressive to see when the ball comes off the iron, to see Kevin Springs. It just he just suddenly appears out above everybody up there. He can really get up and uses his jumping ability quite well on the offensive and defensive boards.
Of course, there is, as into the lineup comes Huffman for the Cougars. There is a potential of seeing a number of local schools get eliminated today from the tournament due to the fact they are on the left-hand side of the bracket. Inbounds pass comes in left side to Morgan and has the ball knocked away, saved by Morgan. Then grabbing Morgan's arm will be Fry, and that'll be his second, team 7th, and Morgan will be at the stripe to shoot the 1-and-1. Not that we wish any losses to anybody locally.
No.
But that's a possibility. Of course, only 2 teams out of the 8 on the winner's side of the bracket. It may have been the 2 teams you expected to maybe be there in Elizabethton and Science Hill.
Yeah, record-wise, you know, the Cyclones aren't that good if you look at just the record.
Morgan's free toss, no good. Rebound pulled out Campbell.
But look at the teams they played, and then look at how they've played against some of those teams, and you get a different perspective of them.
I just don't think the win over Liberty was that big an upset the other night. Here's a 3 from the left corner by Fry, good. And Fry has 2 threes here in the first half, and we're tied up at 28 again. Here's Sproles into the front court with 45 seconds to go in the first half of play. Sproles dribbling to the left, goes left wing to Linkus, gets it in the middle to Springs. Springs drives, forces it up from in front, gets it blocked, whistle foul. It'll be on the Cougars once again.
I'd be willing to bet come district tournament time, a couple of teams, Elizabethton and Greenville, their records may not be that good, but I bet that they'll be pretty tough to handle at that time of the year.
Fouls on Sean Harris. That'll be his first. Team's 8th. To the stripe to shoot a pair will be Kevin Springs. Springs with 9, 4 of 4 from the free throw line here this morning. With 37.1 seconds to go in this first half. Springs toss is up. Springs toss is good.
You know, one more thing about Elizabeth, you look at they're in a tough spot in the conference already. They're 0-3 in the conference, so I mean they're going to have to fight their way just to get a decent seeding for the district tournament.
Toss is up, no good by Springs, and lost out of bounds off the hands of Bunn. Bunn had it, couldn't find the grasp on it, so it goes out of bounds with 36.5 seconds to go in the half of play. Triggered in Manahan. Comes left corner to Linkus. Linkus dishes it down low. This is Springs twirling, forcing up an 8-footer. No good, but he's fouled again, and if it's on Fry, that would be his 3rd. That would be a costly foul. It's not, however. It's going to be on Bunn, and that'll be his 2nd. Team foul number 9. Not too many players can match up physically and athletically with Kevin Springs in this conference, as a toss by Springs is no good. Sometimes he loses a little bit of his focus, a little bit of his patience. So he will get another. Still hard to remember that the Cougars and Tennessee High are not in the same conference this year.
Yeah, it is.
Toss is in the air. Toss is good by Springs. He gets 1 of 2. He's got 10. Make that 11. And it is 30-28 Tennessee High. Cougars will try to go to the locker room tied or maybe in the lead if they get the ball up the floor against this press. Here's Fry to Campbell. Campbell back to Fry. Fry in the front court. Gets the ball between the rings to Campbell with 22 seconds to go to Fry. Shot clock is off. Campbell right side gets it on the wing to Tilley. Tilley circles out with the basketball. They're swinging around left side now to Fry. 12 seconds. Left wing Harris. Works the ball back to Fry between the rings now to Campbell with 7 seconds in the middle. Tilley. Tilley will pop a 14-footer. That's left short, no good. They scrap for the rebound. Carter will try to chase it down. Does so for Tennessee High. Throws it back in to Campbell, who can't get a shot off before the end of the half. And that'll be the end of the first half of play. We'll take a 2-minute break, a 2-minute timeout, but telling you the score at the half. is Tennessee High 30, Sullivan Central 28. I got him working 11 to 5. Okay. I forgot the DB plays this afternoon. You talk about team in turmoil, DB.
Did you hear what happened after the game? Terry went over to be interviewed on the radio, and I guess it was Jonathan Cleary or whoever was doing the game. I asked him about the situation, and I was told that Terry took his headset, slammed it down, and walked away. So I don't know what in the world's going on here.
No, I do.
What is?
Well, Hale didn't show up for practice. The 3 starters didn't start because they didn't show up for practice on Friday.
Yeah, I understood that.
So at the end of the first half, at the end of halftime, Hale's out there shooting basketball, and the team's over the net. And he could get Hale over there, and apparently him and Kerry just go job to job. And Adams had to get a hold of Hale and pull him back. Hale would be off 19. He wouldn't have been here.
Kerry's having all.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing we're in Shipley. Back here at Viking Hall, the halftime report brought to you by the folks at Boones Creek Pharmacy. Remember, for all your pharmaceutical needs or just about any need, remember Boones Creek Pharmacy and the friendly folks there as they bring you the halftime report in all the games of this year's 1997 Arbys Classic. Here at the half, Tennessee High up by 2, 30-28. It has been a nip and tuck affair throughout. Tennessee High had the largest lead at 5 in the first period. I think the last time that was held was at 13-8. The Cougars came back, grabbed the lead. Their last lead was at 21-20. Then we had a tie at 28. A couple free throws by Springs. That has the Vikings in front 30-28 here at the half. The winner of this game will advance on to play to the 9 o'clock game tomorrow morning against the winner of our second game coming up between Daniel Boone and Eastern High School out of Kentucky. And, of course, the loser of this game will be wrapping up their stint in the 1997 Arbys Classic. We'll be back to take a look at the scoring stats of the first half right after we take another 2-minute break, but telling you the score at the half is Tennessee High 30, Sullivan Central 28. AJ, did you do the game? Who backed up the DB game Saturday? You? Did Tom have carry on after the game? Okay. Well, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, tell him of that, if you would, pass that along to him, because I don't know if I'll remember it or not.
It's the same thing. They ran
It's the black one. Are they going to have to get a black coach in there to get it?
I don't know. All I know is this.
I thought, but somebody told me that Hale was from a real good family. It wasn't like his family was a good family. He's supposedly a good kid. It seemed weird that he was him.
Well, the thing that bothers me is I saw the same thing happen with Shipley. You had some certain people with personal help who were instigated because they wanted Shipley out. And they got Kerry, they wanted. Now the same thing's happening to Daniel. And Helton just sort of sitting back and not doing anything.
He's not a part of it, or
I hate to say this.
I understand where you're coming from on that. Now, I've had a couple of differences with Terry, but I like him. I think he's a good coach.
Back here at Viking Hall, let's take a look at the individual scoring for the first half. First for the Vikings at Tennessee High, Kevin Springs leading the way. He's got 11 of their 30, including 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 7 points for Brandon Carter, 6 points for Andrew Whitson and Lee Linkus. that's it as far as Tennessee High is concerned. Those are the 4 scorers so far. No scoring from Davey Wilson, John Sproul, C.J. Manahan, Adam Morgan, or Philip Baker. For the Sullivan Central Cougars, Tim Fry with a couple of threes in that second period. He's got 9 points here at the half. 4 points apiece for Sean Harris, Jonathan Tilley, and Eric Bunn. 3 points for Cliff Cantor and 2 points apiece for Daniel Brown and Chris Huffman. Jeremy Campbell has played but did not score in that first half of play. So 30-28, Tennessee High leading over Sullivan Central in what has been a very entertaining basketball game, at least for the first half, before what has to be considered a pretty good crowd here at Viking Hall for this first game of the third session, if you will. There will be 2 sessions today. 4 games, of course, the 4 games to be played on the left side of the bracket, and then, of course, the 4 quarterfinals that'll get started at 5 o'clock this evening. By the way, this evening is Nike poster night, so the first the people that get in here for the quarterfinals, they will have Nike posters for everybody, free Nike posters, and, of course, that'll be beginning when they open up the gates around 4:30 or so for the quarterfinal session that'll take place this evening. So it is Nike poster night. Tomorrow evening, the Carrier Slam Dunk competition, and, of course, we'll have the 3-point shootout on the championship Wednesday here at the 1997 Arbys Classic. We'll take another 2-minute break and tell you more about what's going on today here at Viking Hall, but right now we'll do that by saying at the half it is Tennessee High 30, Sullivan Central 28. Back here at Viking Hall, the first of 8 games for you this afternoon, or tonight, or this morning, this afternoon and tonight. It'll be a full-day affair, if you will, from here at Viking Hall. And here at the half of Game 1, Tennessee High leading over the Sullivan Central Cougars 30-28. Daniel Boone and Eastern High School out of Middletown, Kentucky will square off in the next game. We'll follow that up with Sullivan East taking on Sullivan South. And the final game of our first session will find Dobbins Bennett taking on Liberty High School out of Bedford, Virginia. We'll then have Sportsline for you from here at Viking Hall today. And we'll be setting up the phone, taking your phone calls and talking sports as we get ready for the big bowl season ahead. Of course, it's already underway. And last night, LSU got a little bit of revenge with a 20-9 win over Notre Dame down in the Independence Bowl. We'll have the phone lines open, be taking your phone calls from 3 to 5 on Sportsline today from Viking Hall. Then we'll start our coverage of the quarterfinals, which will find Westside High School out of Anderson, South Carolina, taking on Chattanooga Brainerd. Pearl Cone will take on Science Hill in the 6:30 game. Wheeler High School out of Marietta, Georgia will take on Alta High School out of Sandy, Utah. And then White Station out of Memphis will play Elizabeth. And so some great basketball for you as we head toward the quarterfinals of the 1997 Arbys Classic. And when everything is said and done after today, we will be down to the Final Four of the 15th annual Arbys Classic. And it was kind of interesting because if you're joining us in our broadcast of the King of the Bluegrass about a week ago, we were telling you about all the great players who had worked their way through that tournament that have gone on to bigger and better things. And the same could be said certainly for the Arbys Classic here, when you consider that in the past 15 years some outstanding talent has come by and has come through. Right now 5 players currently playing in the NBA, and I can remember when no players that had come through the Arbys had ever made it to the NBA, but in the past decade or so, the last 10 years or so, we've been able to see 5 players make it to the pro ranks. They include Ray Allen with the Milwaukee Bucks, Brian Stith of Denver Nuggets, George Lynch, who was originally with the Lakers, since now is with the Vancouver Grizzlies, David Vaughn, the only 2-time MVP of this tournament, with the Golden State Warriors, and Ronnie Mercer, who now is with the Boston Celtics, who, by the way, did win over the Lakers last night, 108-102. 3 NFL players, Terry Kirby of the 49ers, whose team gets ready to play next week against the Minnesota Vikings. James Littleman Stewart with the Jaguars, whose team got beat over the weekend by Denver. And Chris Slade with the New England Patriots, who had a pretty big play yesterday in a win over Miami.
Yeah, he did. That whole defense had big plays. Todd Collins with the big interception. That was just a dominant performance by the Patriots.
I don't know about you. Did you get to watch any of the Detroit-Tampa Bay game?
I watched till it was about 20-0. I didn't even get to see what it wound up being.
I think the final was 20-10, but I was getting to the point where Scott Mitchell went down with a concussion and had to be taken off on a stretcher and completely immobile. And I was sitting there thinking, and at the time Detroit was trying to claw their way back into it, but you knew that just about every bit of life they had was taken out of them at that moment because of what happened, of course, the week before with Reggie Brown. And here's the same sort of deal happening to their quarterback, Scott Mitchell, yesterday. But Tampa Bay ends up winning it. They go to Green Bay now.
That's a bye for Green Bay.
I tend to agree. I think it's a bye for both San Francisco and Green Bay, to tell you the truth.
Minnesota played at San Francisco earlier this year and did a decent job out there, so I think they might be able to compete with them a little bit.
Maybe so, but if you're Minnesota, you got to be fortunate to be where you're at after the miracle at the Meadowlands.
Yep.
Cougars have the basketball to start the second half. It'll be Harris who gets it in the middle to Bunn. Back to Harris on the wing. This is for 2. He left it short. Coming out of there with it, it'll be Whitson. Whitson for the Vikings. Outlets it down the right side to Sproles. Sproles into the front court. Comes back left side, Linkus. Linkus looking into a posting up Springs. There's a feed on the block to Springs. Throws it back out ahead of the key, Sproles. He'll be called for a travel. Turnover gives it back to the Cougars with 7:34 to go in the period.
And Sproles really hadn't had a chance to do much, at least shooting the basketball, but he's really improved his shooting here lately and been more of a factor for them offensively.
Notice that you left the building a little early yesterday, so you didn't get a chance to see the night session the other night. But who that you've seen so far in this tournament strikes out to you?
Well, Wheeler, obviously, and Pearl Cone. I think we were talking about the other day, I believe those 2 teams could wind up playing for the championship.
Right side with the basketball will be Harris. A swing it back left side to Fry. Head of the key now to Tilly, whose name just completely slipped out of my mind. They got it in the middle to Bud, knocked away, saved left side Fry. They'll get it out front. Tilly head of the key. Tilly will pop the 3. Shot by Tilly, left short. Rebound scrap 4. Knocked out, and coming out there with it will be Springs. Springs down the right side, lobs it across left side Linkus. Linkus pulls up on the baseline. Dishes it out front now to Sproles for 3. Shot by Sproles, left it short. Coming out there with the rebound will be Fry for the Cougars, and he's going to be fouled. See who the foul will be assessed against. As far as the Vikings are concerned, it's going to be, I believe, against Morgan, and it is. Morgan's first, team's first the second half. Let's set the 5s for you. It is Morgan, Springs, Whitson, Sproles, and Linkus, a 5 in there for Tennessee High. Fry, Harris, who gets the inbounds pass from Tilly, Bunn, and Brown, the 5 out there for the Cougars. This is Tilly down the right side into the front court. He'll back out between the rings against a 2-3 Tennessee High zone. Goes left side to Fry. Fry out front to Tilly, swings it right side to Harris in the middle to Bunn, loses the handle on it, shovels it over into the corner to Fry. He'll pull up for a 15-footer. That's no good. They scrap for the rebound. It's going to be chased down by Springs. Springs along the baseline, gets it out to Sproles, and Sproles will bring it down the right side into the front court. 6:20 to go, third period, 30-28 Tennessee High. That was the score at the half. Left side, Whitson. Whitson gets it out between the rings to Sproles. Sproles looks right, picks up his dribble, and gets it on the wing to Linkus. It's the 3-2 Cougar zone. Here's a feed in the middle, knocked away. Coming out there with it will be Fry. Fry for the Cougars. Fry will go all the way down, lay it up, no good. Pulled down by Bud. He'll put it back up from underneath, no good, but gets hammered as he goes.
Sullivan Central showing a lot of spirit here, battling hard and they're giving plenty of effort, and I really think both these teams are giving a lot of effort, especially considering the circumstances. I think the rivalry part of this game is really taking over, and these teams are playing hard.
Carter in, Linkus out as he's picked up his third personal. Team foul number 2. Eric Bunn will be at the line to shoot 2. Toss in the air by Bunn is good. As we said, Eastern High School out of Middletown, Kentucky in the next game as the toss is up and good by Bunn. They'll be taking on Daniel Boone as we see some of the Eastern players over on the far side. We're tied at 30. As close as this game, we may get a late start of that one. Left side, Whitson dishes it down low. Morgan will put it up from underneath. Good.
Morgan just been on the, hadn't been able to make any plays yet in the ball game, but he finally gets the ball in a position where he can go for the easy bucket.
6'5" freshman. Right side with the basketball on the wing. This is Fry. Fry picks up his dribble, gets it in the middle. Bunn fakes, dishes it across left side. This is Harris. 15-footer, left it short. Rebound, scrap for down low. Brown has it momentarily for the Cougars, but coming out there with the basketball will be Whitson for Tennessee High. Outlets it down the left side in the front court to Sproles, out to Whitson. Whitson in the middle to Springs. Springs goes left to right free throw line, takes it all the way to the wing, still with the basketball, still dribbling, gets it out between the rings to Whitson, lobs it right side to Carter for 3. Shot by Carter, left it short. Rebound, scrap for down low, and they're going to get Whitson, I do believe, coming over the back.
I tell you, John Sproles is having all kinds of trouble with his jersey there. I don't know if that thing's not cut right for him or what, but he's having to, while he's dribbling the ball, he's trying to fix his jersey back up on his shoulders.
Bringing into the lineup comes Davey Wilson to replace Morgan. Here comes Cantor into the lineup to replace Harris for the Cougars. And the jerseys that Tennessee High is wearing looks like some of those reversible jerseys that you have, where those white on one side, maroon on the other.
Yeah.
Inbounds back, good way to save money maybe. Here's Cantor, gets it into the front court to Fry. Fry will bring it into the front court. Fry dishes it left side on the baseline to Bunn, who puts it up off the glass, no good. Coming out there with the rebound will be Springs. Springs for Tennessee High into the front court, left to right, takes it all the way down, forces it up from in low, and as he does so, a whistle, and there's going to be a foul called on the Cougars.
Maybe Springs should have dished that one off there, but at least he was able to draw the foul.
It's on Bunn. That'll be his third, team's first. It'll send Springs to the line to shoot a couple. Springs probably should have just brought his pup tent today. This will be his 9th and 10th free throw attempt in this basketball game. We still have 4:48 to go, third quarter. 32-30 Tennessee High. Tosses in the air by Springs, left it short, no good. Here comes C.J. Manahan back into the lineup for Tennessee High to replace Sproles. Sproles will sit down. As Kevin Springs will get a second opportunity here. 6'5" senior pulls the trigger. Tosses in the air by Springs. Rattles, won't drop. Coming out there with the rebounds, Cantor for the Cougars. Cantor will bring the ball up the floor with 4:45 to go, third period. Picks up his dribble. Lobs it over left side to Tilley. Tilley at the center jump circle. Dribbles around to the right against the 2-3. Now back to the left. Gets it on the wing to Fry. Back to Tilley. Tilley swings around right side to Cantor. Out front, Tilley head of the key. He'll dribble around to the left with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it on the wing to Fry. Out front, Tilley. Tilley looks right to Cantor, picks up his dribble, comes back left side to Fry. Fry out front to Tilley. This is for 3. Shot by Tilley. Good! Jonathan Tilley with the bucket from three-point land, and that gives the Cougars a lead back at 33-32. Cougars have outscored Tennessee High 5-2 in his third quarter, and we're halfway through it. Here's Springs going left side to Whitson. Gets it now out to Carter, who comes around right side to Manahan. Manahan dribbles around into the corner, still with the basketball. Comes out front to Whitson, comes left side to Carter, in the middle to Springs, who saves the basketball on a hard feed. Almost went through his hands, but Springs is able to save it, then get fouled by Brown. Brown's third, team's second. We were talking about the NFL playoffs a few moments ago. Some interesting games. New England, I believe, is at Pittsburgh next week, as Denver will travel to Kansas City. Left side in the corner for 3. This is Manahan. Good. C.J. Manahan with the tray. And it's a 35-33 Tennessee High lead. The Kansas City-Denver game will be a rematch of one of the best games played this season in the NFL. Here is Tilley pulling up for a 15-footer. It won't go. They scrap for the rebound. Carter comes down with it, and reaching around and slapping at it is Brown. He's going to pick up the personal.
Yeah, even as good as New England played yesterday, I still like Pittsburgh in that game, but I don't know how that Denver-Kansas City game is going to come out. You'd like to look at it and say Kansas City's at home and they should win, would have been so good at home this year, but you know, they've just been so poor in the playoffs in general. I don't know if they can beat Denver or not.
Whitson will drive baseline. Whitson will get bumped. Whitson will be fouled as he goes baseline, and it's going to be on, is it on Brown? That would be his 5th. Daniel Brown with 3 quick fouls is fouled out of this basketball game with 3:18 to go in the 3rd period. Brown will foul out, having scored 2 here today. And in the lineup for the Cougars for the first time comes Brian Rock, the 6'1 junior.
And Dickey kind of stirred him down as he was coming off the court, and he just went to the far end of the bench and sat down.
And Dickey's going to go down there to talk to him. Dickey Warren, as you pointed out, good to see him back with us. He missed the game on the weekend on Friday due to the flu. Left side Manahan, can 3 there a moment ago, can't get that one to go. Long rebound will be chased out high by Manahan.
Good hustle by Manahan.
Indeed, right wing with the basketball. This is Carter. Back out to Manahan, goes left side to Whitson with 3 minutes to go in the period, and now here's a travel by Whitson. Well, we're going to disagree again, Fritz. I think New England will handle Pittsburgh.
That's because you don't have enough respect for Mr. Cordell Stewart.
Inbounds pass comes into Rock. Rock with the basketball in rear court. Throws it now to Fry. Fry yet to get it across the time stripe. Does so now to Tilley. Tilley down the right side. Goes left baseline to Kenner, who fakes, drives, puts it up. No good, but as he goes, the whistle and a foul will be called on the Vikings. Foul's going to be called on Wilson. That'll be his 2nd, team foul number 4. I have respect for Cordell Stewart.
Not enough.
I just don't think that his style of play is conducive of being an NFL quarterback.
He's going to be a superstar.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. Toss is in the air. Toss by Cantor is good. Of course, the Kansas City-Denver game that was so memorable was, you might recall, Jason Elam hitting a field goal with about 50 seconds to go in the game. As the second toss is in the air by Cantor, and it is good. He hits them both. It's a 35 all-time. Only to have Stojanovic come back and kick the 54-yarder on the last play of the game to win the game. 25-24, I think, was the final. Maybe 23-22. Down the right side, Carter pulls up, dishes it baseline. Wilson drives, puts it off the glass, no good. Tipped up by Springs, no good. And coming out there with the rebound is Cantor. Cantor for the Cougars, and Sullivan Central has a chance to grab the lead. Right side, Tilley with the basketball. And he's going to be called for a travel. He was backing out with the ball, and his own teammate Cantor got in his way and forced that turnover.
And if I remember right, that kick by Stojanovic was one of those deals where there was just no way it was going to get there, and it just barely cleared the bar.
35 all. Feed down comes to Springs, beats the defenders, lays it up and in. Nice move, Springs. There's the quickness.
Yeah, that's he needs to do more of that more often.
Split the defenders and got an easy layup. Here now a ball is knocked away by Springs. Out of bounds. It'll be Cougars basketball side court.
Yeah, that's one thing about Kevin Springs. He's got, like we said, tremendous amount of ability. I'm not sure he uses his quickness enough. He's got it. He just doesn't use it as a weapon enough, I don't think.
That's sort of the same deal as far as him looking to shoot the basketball from the perimeter, as far as, and instead of utilizing his quickness and using it down low. Here's Tilley driving baseline. As he goes to the hole, a whistle and a foul will be called against the Vikings. It's going to be called against Whitson. That's his 3rd, team foul number 5, and Tilley's to the stripe to shoot 2 with a chance to knock this one back up again with 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. A good crowd on hand. And as we said, 2 old rivals who aren't in the same conference any longer getting together. And it's turned out to be an excellent basketball game. Largest lead has been 5. Toss in the air by Tilley is no good as it went halfway down, popped out. He will get another.
You know, I was thinking about Sullivan Central, or rather Coach Dickie Warren. I don't believe he's ever coached in anything other than the biggest classification in the state.
Toss is no good by Tilley. He missed them both. Coming out there with the rebound is Whitson. Of course, he coached at Sullivan High School.
But there was, of course, there was no classification back then.
You're right. Left wing with the basketball. Whitson swings around right side. Carter down low. Springs beats the defender again. Lays it up and in.
Kevin Springs starting to take over in this ball game a little bit.
Springs can get the defender on his hip. He's going to beat him just about every time. Here's Tilley into the front court. 4-point lead now by Tennessee High. Down the left side, Fry takes it left to right, gets it on the right side to Rock for 3. Left it short. Rebound chase down baseline. Cantor. Cantor throws it in the middle, batted away, saved by Cantor. He gets in with the tall timbers, forces it up, and good. Cantor's prayer gets answered.
Just threw it up there and got the nice kind bounce off the glass.
39-37. Here's Tennessee High on the other end. Right side, Sproles gets it out now. They'll swing it across the left side. I should say Wilson out to Sproles, left side to Whitson, who then gets it baseline to Springs, who gets shoved. And this foul will be called against Rock. That'll be his first. Team foul number 4. Here comes Linkus in the lineup to replace Whitson. Here comes Harris in the lineup for the Cougars, and also checking in will be Jeremy Campbell.
I believe the last time down when Rock had that three-point attempt, he caught the ball and then he looked down at his feet to make sure he was behind the line. And when you take that much time to do that, you're going to have trouble making the shot.
Inbounds pass Springs, gets it out between the rings to Linkus. Linkus throws it left side to Sproles, almost intercepted. Sproles out near the center jump circle with 1:05 to go, 25 seconds on the shot clock. Left side Linkus, head of the key Sproles. Looks right, shovels it over to Carter. Carter will bounce it down low on the block to Wilson. Wilson gets down on the baseline, kicks it back in the corner to Carter. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Carter for a 15-footer, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Cougars, Bunn. Bunn down the right side, Campbell. Campbell will get it into the front court. Campbell right to left, goes left wing. Into the corner now it comes to Fry. Fry with the basketball. Gets it in the middle to Bunn. Bunn swings it right side to Campbell. Campbell on the wing with the basketball. Throws it into the corner, intending his pass Cantor. Knocked away and out of bounds by the Vikings. 36 seconds on the game clock, 20 seconds on the shot clock. It's interesting to point out Dickie Warren 892 wins in this game. Bobby Snyder 712 wins in the next game. You just don't see that very often at very many tournaments. 3 from the corner is no good by Fry. Fry is hurt. No whistle. In the other end, 27 seconds to go. Tennessee High has numbers. Fry may have gotten really shaken up, and now we'll have a momentary timeout by the officials as they'll stop play as Fry got hit by Wilson as he released the 3 from the corner. And now they'll stop play after Tennessee High had worked the ball into the front court. Dickie Warren is out on the floor wanting to know what in the world's going on.
They waited, the referee waited just a little bit too long to stop play because obviously that Tennessee High didn't have any kind of fast break opportunity there, and he waited a little bit too long. I think that made Dickie that much more upset.
39-37, Tennessee High, 15 seconds to go in the period. Left side Linkus gets it in the corner to Springs, out to Sproles, double teamed along the sideline, circles out with the basketball, loses the handle on it. Chasing it down is Sproles. He's able to come out there with it to Carter, who takes a 35-footer off the glass, no good, and that will be the end of the third period of play. 60-second break, but telling you the score after 3 is Tennessee High 39, Sullivan Central 37. AJ, is it snowing there yet? Might want to make plans to just spend the night there tonight.
I wonder how comfortable these bleachers are here.
Yeah. I don't want to get a call no more than want my rear end called in there. So I got to be up here.
Yeah, I wonder what.
No, I brought my truck today. I'll stick that sucker in four-wheel drive. I'll head to the house.
There's a gap from 1:30 to 7.
Yep. All right. Tennessee High on top 39-37 as we start this fourth period of play, and the Vikings will have the basketball. It'll be Carter, Sproles, Springs, Wilson, and Linkus, the 5 out there for the Vikings. Cantor, Fry, Bunn, Harris, and Campbell out there for the Cougars. And a good sign of sportsmanship as Fry came back out on the floor. Kevin Springs over there to greet him and shake hands with him, make sure he's all right. Right side Carter swings around left side to Linkus, who bounces it back out between the rings to Sproles. 39-37 Vikings. Right side Carter, across court left side Linkus for 3. Shot by Linkus, rims out, no good. Tapped around by Wilson, saved from going out of bounds by Carter into Wilson, who goes up from underneath, no good, but gets fouled from behind by Bunn.
Wilson did a nice job of drawing that foul. He was down in under really too close to the basket, but once the guy went up in the air, he just kind of jumped out backwards there and was able to draw the foul and give him a chance to shoot some free throws.
4th foul on Bunn. We've already seen Brown foul out of the game for the Cougars. Wilson to shoot 2. Toss is up. Toss is good. So my eyes, or does the goal on this end look like it's sort of leaning a little bit now? Toss is up. Toss is short. No good.
Does a little bit.
Rebound pulled out Cantor. Cantor into the front court. Hits the trailing Campbell, comes left side Fry. Not that they're going to change it or anything. Fry gets in the middle to Bunn, puts it up. Good, and he was fouled. Bunn with the bucket and a chance to tie this game up if he could can the free throw.
Nice feed and a nice touch on the bank shot there by Bunn.
Foul is on Wilson. That'll be his third, team sixth. At the line with a chance to tie this game up, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, is Eric Bunn. Outstanding job on the shot clock. Bunn's toss is up. It is good. Bunn with 9. We're tied at 40. It has been this kind of game. Tennessee High has led the most of it by as many as 5 a couple of times, but the Cougars have had their share of leads as well, and well, we're tied at 40 with 7:20 to go in the basketball game. Regulation time. Sproles, left wing Linkus. Thought about the three, kicks it out front to Sproles, swings it around right side Carter. Carter pulls up baseline, kicks it back out Sproles. Sproles across court left side Linkus. Linkus all the way across court right side Carter for 3. Shot by Carter, yes. Good ball movement by the Vikings, and they get Brandon Carter, who, when he's open, can nail the 3 with anybody. It's 43-40. Into the front court, Wilson nearly steals it. Saved, however, by Huffman for the Cougars, who gets it across court to Fry, to Campbell, back to Fry, to Campbell, head of the key. Campbell looks left, looks in the middle, now puts the ball on the floor, now gets it back at Fry. Fry with the basketball to Campbell. Campbell circles around to the left, dribbles back to the right with 6:40 to go in the period, comes right side to Cantor, in the corner to Fry. Fry with the basketball, out front Campbell, alone for 3. Shot by Campbell, it's an air ball. Coming out there, though, with the basketball for the Cougars is Fry. Fry comes out the head of the key to Campbell, comes left side to Fry, who throws up a shot as the shot clock went down.
I tell you what happened there. I think that Fry forgot on the air ball there that doesn't count as a shot, and then when he got it back out there, they just weren't ready to shoot it.
Indeed, and it has to draw iron to get a new shot clock. It doesn't, and the shot clock ran out. 43-40 Tennessee High, and they've got the basketball. Here's Cougars trapping at the time stripe. Left side Linkus, who saves it, pulls up and pops. 15-footer may have been partially blocked. Wilson has it, puts it back up and in.
Of course, how can you expect the players to know that? Like I said, it's a very unusual situation for them. They've not been coached, and it's very tough for them to know what to do.
Here's Cantor with a travel in backcourt, no whistle, though, and bringing the ball is Cantor into the front court to Fry. Fry, a timeout called by the Cougars. Let's see, only a full or a 20. 5:59 to go in the basketball game. 45-40 in favor of Tennessee High. It is a full timeout. We'll take a 60-second break. 5:59 to go. Tennessee High 45, Sullivan Central 40.
See what it is, Bill, is that you're just too resistant to change, and Cordell Stewart is the
probably right.
The new wave of quarterback.
Because I picked up a book at Books a Million yesterday.
Yeah.
When the grass was real. It's the story of NFL football in the 60s. I guess I'm just too much of a traditionalist.
Yep. It's kind of like when, this is really, I mean, it's not a real good comparison, but it's kind of like when San Francisco came up with their West Coast offense. Everybody said, no, you're finesse, you're never going to win the big game, blah, blah, blah. And look what happened.
I see what happened.
But I have a fondness for what you're talking about, too, because that's what the Redskins did back when they had Riggins.
All right, you stay out of this, Quaintance. Cougars have the basketball. They'll get it into Cantor. Cantor will get it out between the rings to Fry. We're inside 6 minutes to go in the game. 45-40 Tennessee High equals the largest lead of the game that was held by Tennessee High earlier. This is Tilley swinging around right wing to Cantor. Goes baseline, drives underneath, fakes, lays it up. Good, and he was fouled. Cantor's come out here and been a bit of a spark plug for this Cougar team today.
It seemed like Central's doing just enough to hang around in this game. Tennessee High will start to get a little bit of an edge on them, and then Central will make a big play, and that's I think they're showing quite a bit of heart out here.
Cantor now with 9 points, looking for double figures. The foul's on Wilson, his 4th, team foul number 7. Tosses in the air by Cantor. He's good. It's good. He got 10 now. He's in double figures, and it's a 2-point game with 5:38 to go in this basketball contest. Walking the ball up the floor will be Sproles. Sproles, center jump circle. Now head of the key, comes left side Linkus, across court right side Carter. Carter shuffles in, kicks it out front to Sproles, gets it on the wing to Linkus. Linkus lobs it down low, left block Springs, splits the defenders, off the glass, good.
Good inside-outside game by Tennessee High. Central had to come out and respect Linkus' three-point shooting ability, and he just tossed it into Springs, who made a good move with the bucket.
Springs with 17, and the lead is 4 once again. Fry lobs it over to Cantor. Canner splits the defenders, loses the handle on the basketball, but then goes to the floor, keeps it alive. They chase it down in the corner. Last touchdown of bounds, they say, by the Cougars, and it'll belong to Tennessee High.
Good, tough hustle by both teams there. Ball on the floor, bodies on the floor.
Canner lost the handle on it. They kept it alive as he dove to the floor after it. 47-43 with 5 minutes to go in the contest. A 2-3 zone by the Cougars. This is Sproles head of the key, and they have that zone packed in quite tightly. Here's a lob down low, left block Springs, out front Sproles, in the middle now right side to Wilson, who gets it right side to Carter, who takes the three from the corner, no good. Canner down with the rebound. Canner with the basketball, works the ball now to Tilley. Tilley will bring it into the front court. Tilley, right to left between the rings. Dribbles around to the right, gets it on the wing to Canner, gets it in the corner. This is Fry driving, he's blocked. That's number 5 on Wilson. Wilson will have fouled out with 3 today.
And Fry just a little bit too quick on the baseline. Wilson unable to get in front of him and get set, and Fry kept going in contact, and Wilson picks up the foul.
Team foul number 8 is into the lineup comes Andrew Whitson to replace the fouled out Wilson. And at the line to shoot a pair will be Tim Fry. Toss in the air by Fry is good. He's got 10. He and Canner tied for leading scorer honors for the Cougars. And now Fry will try to surpass Canner and does exactly that. He's got 11. 47-45, 4.5 minutes to go. Walking the ball up the floor will be Sproles. Sproles head of the key, shuffles to the left, gets it on the wing to Linkus. Linkus back out front to Sproles, comes around right side to Carter. To Sproles at the head of the key. Sproles dribbling to the left, gets it on the wing to Linkus. He'll take the three. Shot by Linkus, no good. Rebound Carter for Tennessee High. Bounces it down low to Springs. Springs will put it up and in. Springs with 19. And it is 49-45 Tennessee High. And now here's a foul on Sproles coming up from behind on Tilley, and that'll be number 3, I should say, on Sproles. The 9th team foul. Tilley will be at the line to shoot to 1-1. Daniel Boone and Eastern High School out of Middletown, Kentucky, defending state champs out of Kentucky, will be playing each other. That's our next game.
2 of their 4 losses this year coming against Science Hill.
Tilley's first toss is up, and it is good. He'll get another. Cougars have now hit 9 in a row from the free throw line. Toss is up, good. He hits them both. He's got 9, and it's 49-47 halfway through this 4th period. Walking the ball up the floor will be Sproles. Sproles between the rings, comes left side to Linkus. Bounces it back out to Sproles, head of the key. Sproles picks up his dribble, comes left wing Linkus. He'll take the 3. Shot by Linkus, yes. He's not going to miss many from there. And it's 52-47 again, 5-point lead. This is Canner. Canner down the right side, gets it in the front court, splits the defenders, gets it left wing now to Fry. Fry will penetrate. Fry now dishes it down low, and as he does so, a whistle, and they're going to call a foul on one of the Vikings. This one's going to be called against Whitson. That'll be number 4 on him. That's the 10th team foul. We got a timeout called. It's a 22nd timeout being called by Tennessee High. So it'll be a 2-shot opportunity coming up for Fry for the Cougars, with 3:36 to go in the basketball game. 52-47. Of course, we were talking about a lot of things. Reminder that on New Year's Day here at WJCW, we've got a big bowl triple header for you. We'll have the Cotton Bowl to begin with as UCLA takes on Texas A&M. We'll follow that up with the Rose Bowl, Michigan and Washington State. And then later that night, we'll have coverage of the Sugar Bowl as Florida State and Ohio State will get together down in New Orleans. And a reminder that we'll have the Orange Bowl for you on Friday night here in WJCW, brought to you by CBS Radio. So the national championship of college football will be decided here in WJCW. The Rose Bowl on New Year's Day and the Orange Bowl on January 2nd. Of course, it may already be decided on January 1st. And now we've got a momentary timeout. We're going to have a substitution as the teams that come out on the floor. Huffman will be replaced by Bunn in the lineup for the Cougars. Bunn with 4 personals with 3:36 to go. Fry to shoot 2, left this one short. He will get another. 52-47 in favor of the Vikings. Second toss by Fry is good. He's got 12, and it's 52-48. Bringing the ball up the floor will be Sproles. Of course, this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, we'll have all 4 NFL playoff games for you here in WJCW. This is Sproles between the rings, circling back to the left, picks up his dribble, double team, gets it now out right, high right side to Carter. They'll come back left side on the wing to Linkus. They'll bounce it out front to Sproles, head of the key. Sproles, it's a Cougar zone now 1-3-1, dribbles around to the left, splits the defenders, kicks it into corner to Linkus for 3. Shot by Linkus, yes. Back-to-back by Linkus, back-to-back threes.
Linkus getting a little bit too much room there from the Cougars and taking advantage of it.
Largest lead of the game now at 7. Here's a lob across intended for Fry, overthrown out of bounds. They'll give the ball to Tennessee High side rear court as Campbell will check into the lineup to replace Canner for the Cougars.
Central coming unglued a little bit, trying to make things happen a little too fast. They're still just down 7. Maybe went into a panic mode there a little bit. They need to stay under control.
And of course, with the shot clock in this classic, 7-point lead is not so traumatic. Here's Springs getting the ball right baseline, 10-foot turnaround, no good. Bud comes out there with the rebound. Hands the ball back to Campbell. Campbell will get it into the front court. Right to left between the rings, picks up his dribble. Now comes out high to Tilley. Tilley with the basketball, circles to the right, gets it on the wing to Fry. Fry picks up his dribble, gets it out front now to Campbell. Comes back right side to Fry. Back to Campbell with 2:20 to go in the game. Fry and Campbell just playing hot potato. Now they get it in the middle. Bunn, turnaround 13-footer, good. Eric Bunn with a big bucket. He's got 11. 55-50 as we approach 2 minutes to go in the contest. In the front court, this will be Sproles circling around to the left against the 1-3-1. Gets it in the corner, Linkus. Down low on the block to Springs. Throws it across court, Carter. Baseline Whitson, 12-footer. Left it short. Good ball movement by the Vikings, but it doesn't pay off as Tilley comes out there with the rebound on the missed shot. Gets the ball to Campbell. Campbell in the front court, head of the key, goes left side to Tilley, in the corner now to Fry. Fry with the basketball, gets the ball to Tilley, back to Fry. He'll skip it all the way across court, right side Campbell, out front now to Tilley, circles around the left, gets it in the middle to Bunn. Bunn free throw line, goes right side Campbell. Campbell backs out with the basketball, bounces it out front Tilley, in the middle to Bunn. Bunn dishes it left side on the wing. Fry for 3, yes! Big 3 for Tim Fry, his 3rd of the game, and it's a 2-point game with 1:23 to go.
A nice decision by Bunn there. He had a little shot, but he saw everybody collapse on him and kicked it out for a wide open Fry.
5 unanswered by the Cougars. And where Tennessee High might have been able to go into it. Here's Linkus popping a 3. The shot by Linkus is no good. Rebound Fry. Whereas Tennessee High might have been able to go into a slowdown mode and maybe eat up some of the clock and go to the free throw line. They can't do that with the 35-second clock. A minute to go in the game. Left corner. This is Tilley. Down low, throws it away.
Forced it in there.
Indeed. Was trying to get it into Sean Harris down on the left block. Now that hurts. 55-53. Tennessee High by a pair. We're inside a minute to go in the game. Sproles will bring the ball into the front court, and we have a timeout call by Tennessee High. I believe it's going to be a full, and it is a full. 50.9 seconds to go in the game. 60-second break. It's Tennessee High 55, Sullivan Central 53.
I got the sniffles. When I sniff, can that be heard?
That's probably not noticeable.
Okay.
So, Jay, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think? Who do you like in the 4 playoff games? All right. All right.
Did you hear him say Pittsburgh, Bill?
I did.
See?
By the way, I got a question. Jay, I got a question for you. In our fantasy league, have we got any playoffs or anything? So how do we determine who won? Well, I had the most points.
Who's the champion?
Well, no, I ended up tied with the Thunder. All right. I was also about 389th in the country at leaderboard. Back here at Viking Hall, 50.9 seconds to go in the contest. Tennessee High up to 55-53. Now, if you're wondering about the foul situation, the Cougars have committed 6, so they would be sending Tennessee High, if they foul, to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Tennessee High fouls, the Cougars are shooting 2. It's a double bonus. They've already committed 10 fouls, the Tennessee High Vikings have. Tennessee High with the basketball. This is Linkus, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 42 seconds on the game clock. This is Sproles still with the basketball, dribbling back to the left, gives it to Linkus, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Sproles center jump circle, gets it to Linkus, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goes right side to Sproles. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and then as Sproles tries to drive, there's a whistle and a foul will be called on Campbell. And tell you what, Campbell probably didn't have to do that. They were running out of time on the shot clock.
I'm not sure exactly what he did either, but Central was trying to trap out there, and they just Tennessee real quick with the basketball didn't fall into the trap, and now they're going to get a chance to go to the line.
Campbell's first, team 7th, 1-1 for Sproles. Toss by Sproles is good. He will get the bonus. This is a big free throw. Could push the lead out to 7 with 28, or out to 4, I should say, with 28 seconds to go. Toss up by Sproles, good. He hits them both. That is Sproles' first 2 points of the game. Here comes Morgan. Manahan, I'm sorry, it's a timeout being called. I thought we were seeing some substitutions. Timeout called by the Cougars with 28.1 seconds to go in the basketball game. We will hold it here. 57-53, Tennessee High over Sullivan Central. Up next, the Daniel Boone Trailblazers against Eastern High School out of Middletown, Kentucky. And as you pointed out, Doug, a game that Daniel Boone will try to eat up, I would think, as much of that shot clock as possible in each possession to try to get their tempo, because we know that Eastern likes to push the ball whenever possible.
Yeah, it's a huge contrast in styles, and I'd be willing to bet, too, if Boone had lined up against Pearl Cone without the shot clock, that game, I'm not saying Boone would have beat him, but I'd say it probably would have been a little bit closer. It's a tough situation for Boone coming in. Now, maybe last year's team, wouldn't have been affected by it so much, but this year's team, not quite as much experience and learning the ropes a little bit. They need to slow it down a little bit.
Certainly, Daniel Boone played well early in that basketball game, but a big second quarter by Pearl Cone opened it up to 20 at halftime, and by that time it was, in essence, all said and done. It'll be Cougars basketball in rear court, down 4 with 28 seconds to go in the game. Shot clock off, certainly. It'll be Campbell who will bring it down the right side into the front court. Campbell goes left corner to Fry, who is going to be called for a travel. Fry goes up, a rather unusual play. Fry goes up for the 3, getting a hand in there as Whitson to sort of knock the ball away for a moment. Fry then retrieved the basketball or maintained possession of the basketball and came down for the travel. And then turned to Herb Greenlee wanting to know where the call was. Here is now Sproles in the front court down the left side to Carter, and Carter will get fouled. It's going to be Campbell reaching in. His second, team's 8th. Carter will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, if Central got what they wanted there, they either needed a real quick 2 or get an open 3. Fry wasn't completely open, but that's the guy they want shooting the ball, and he didn't get control of the basketball enough to be able to pull the trigger on it.
Canner checks in to replace Harris in the lineup for Sullivan Central. Well, if Carter hits these 2 free throws, it already is a 2-possession game. Toss in the air by Carter is good. He's got 11. And the second toss in the air by Carter is good. He hits them both. 12 points for Carter, 59-53. Into the front court, Campbell. Campbell, head of the key, pulls up, throws up the 3. No good, but he was fouled by Sproles, they say. Sproles picks up his 4th, and to the line to shoot 3 will be Jeremy Campbell.
Well, still got a chance.
Indeed, if you're Tennessee High, the one thing you didn't want to see happen.
He's got to make all 3 of these, though.
Indeed, he does. And he's yet to score in this one. He's yet to be at the free throw line. Tosses in the air. It's no good, off to the left. And he's got people walking behind him behind the backboard. So a big miss by Campbell. Toss in the air is no good by Campbell, and he will get another. So now as you look upon it, maybe not such a bad foul. .4 seconds to go. Toss by Campbell is no good. He missed all 3. Springs comes down with the rebound and gets fouled by Canner. Springs will be on the other end to shoot 1-and-1. That's team foul number 9 on the Cougars. And so it would appear at this point in time that it'll be Tennessee High back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to play.
Dale Burns has got to be here anyway, so I'm sure he doesn't mind getting things started off with the basketball game.
Yeah, he probably doesn't be down there on the sidelines coaching anyway. Springs' toss is in the air, and it is good. Springs now with 20 of his team's 60. Pushes the lead out to 7, and with 4.8 seconds to go, it'll be tough to get 3 possessions.
Give Central credit, though. They battled Tennessee High down to the wire here and made them work for it.
Sagoin by Springs is good. 61-53, largest lead of the game in backcourt. This is Campbell throwing up a 70-footer that is off the backboard, no good, into the hands of Springs, and that'll be the end of the contest. We will take a 2-minute break, a 2-minute timeout, but telling you the final score in our first game today is Tennessee High 61, Sullivan Central 53.
Let's see if there's any possibility of getting something to eat.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, Jay. Are you enjoying backing this one up? Yeah, we might do that here between games and stuff. 246. Tell Lee today that she will have news at 3:30 and 4:30.